Hello and welcome to your full body foam roller workout. Another day where we utilize an object like a foam roller that is commonly found in every home and or gym. Ideally, you would like to use a flat foam roller. The size does not matter, as y'all can see. I am using a mini travel size. So without further ado, let's go ahead and begin. To start, we'll go ahead and come onto our kneeling position and making sure that your toes are tucked and you're engaging your back and your core and your shoulders by leaning forward and making sure your wrists are in line with the shoulders. On your next exhalation, lifting the right hand just in front of you and then place it back down on the inhalation. Other side, exhale to lift up and inhale to draw back in. The whole time as we switch, alternating arms here, making sure that your navel is drawn in toward your spine and your shoulder blades are also engaged here. The head and the neck is neutral here, and your eye gaze is about 2 hands distance away from your foam roller. Great work, everyone. Keep breathing through it. Keep alternating those arms, really lifting through those fingertips and really feeling that core and back and arm engagement. Beautiful work. And for today's class, we are shooting for 8 to 10 really good quality reps here for strength. Let's do last one on each side. Exhaling to lift, squeeze that core a little bit stronger. Inhale to tap back. Nice, last side here. And on your next exhalation, let's go ahead and hold the arm for a second. Opposite leg draws back into bird dog position. Flip the palm over on a next inhalation, sweep that arm back. And exhaling to draw it back forward. Beautiful work, everyone. All we are doing is moving that arm and flipping that palm up as we sweep it back, but the left leg is nice and stable. And if you'd like to make this a little bit more challenging, we just lift that leg off of the floor. Nice, looking good, everyone. As you can already feel, this is a proprioception and balance training exercise, so really breathing through it and squeezing through the midline. Last time here, last sweep back and forward. And on your next exhalation, let's go ahead and hold right here. Lift the leg, lift the arm, and 3, 2, 1, and recover. Great work. Let's switch sides. And whenever you are ready, let's go ahead and transition to the other arm, exhaling to lift and inhale to sweep it back. Beautiful work. And again, option to bring the opposite leg in that lifted position, or you can keep the toes on the floor the whole time. We are almost done here, really focusing on the breath work. Inhale, sweep it back, palms lift, and inhale, palms down, and beautiful work. Really feeling the back of the arms also heating up here, checking in with your vision and neck, making sure that you are looking just 2 hands distance away directly from your fingertips. Nice. And last sweep back right here. And on your next exhalation, let's go ahead and hold in the center, lift the arm nice and high. If you have the leg lifted, lift a little bit higher, and let's go ahead and recover. And next we'll be transitioning onto our belly, kind of like when we do a cobra position. And we're gonna go ahead and bring the foam roller underneath your forearms, and we're gonna engage the upper back, and we're gonna make sure that the wrists and the forearms are in contact with the foam roller, making sure shoulders are away from those ears. And we're gonna bring the foam roller all the way in contact with the palms and the fingertips, and then bringing the foam roller back towards the elbows. So we're drawing back, elbows back, and bringing the fingertips in contact on the exhalation, and inhale to bring your foam roller all the way up towards your elbows. Now, for my friends who do not want to take this as deep, this is a full version, but for some reason, if you're starting to feel your low back versus your upper back, we're gonna go ahead and shorten the range of motion. So stopping at your wrists or below the wrists, and then back to your elbows. So we're just shortening the distance so you're not lifting through the spine as high. So wherever you are, making sure that your shoulders are away from those ears and resting your head and your neck. So you're not bringing any tension behind your neck area, but more tension, and the movement is coming from your upper back and your arms. Nice work, everyone. Keep breathing through it. Inhale to lengthen those arms in front of you, bringing your body down, and exhaling to lift the upper body and the arms towards you. Nice. And on your next exhalation, holding at the top of the cobra position. You got it. We have 3, 2, 1. And let's go ahead on your next inhalation, slowly lowering back down, taking a couple moments of breath, reset. And let's go ahead and slowly now transition onto our side plank position. And for this one, you can choose to keep your legs either stacked or staggered. I'm going to keep mine staggered today. And I will also be showing a kneeling variation in just a moment once I perform the full variation. But we're going to make sure that the palm is underneath our shoulders and making sure you're firmly pressed into the foam roller here. Now the top hand will just go up in a T and thread down on the inhalation. Exhaling to open in a T and threading, inhaling to scoop right beside your bottom oblique. In this movement, the key is to not move anything from the hips down, and the only thing that is moving is your arms as we're lifting and threading it below our side waist. Nice. And as always, you can feel free to bring the knees down if you'd like to take it down a notch. Still gonna be engaging the side waist and the obliques. Exactly the same movement, just on the knees. And keep breathing through it, everyone. And if you are in the kneeling position, squeeze those inner thighs together and really zip through that midline. So you're engaging that mid abdomen a little bit more with the side obliques. Last repetition right here. And on your next exhalation, hold for a second, and we are doing hip dips. So about an inch lower and lift. This is last few reps, a little bit of a burner, ending right here on this side. We have 3, 2, last one, hold for a second, and let's go ahead and slowly bring those hips down. And you already know the drill. We are switching to the other side, doing the exact same combination on the other side. Let's do it. I know these exercises can be quite challenging, but they are so great for effectively targeting our side obliques, and these movements just make you stronger. So whether you are in a kneeling position or in the full side plank version, let's go ahead and begin right here. Making sure that the bottom palm is nice and stable with the foam roller. Keep on actively lifting the hips up towards the sky, exhaling for the top arm to reach up, and inhaling to scoop down, reaching towards the side of your bottom oblique. Looking good, everyone. You just have last 2 reps right here. Keep breathing through it. Keep going. You got this. Last rep right here. And on your next exhalation, we are going to hold it for just a moment. And we are coming into those hip dips. Little tiny lift down and up. We just have a few more reps right here. This is it. Last 2 reps. Last one, and let's hold for a second. Breathing, you got this. And let's go ahead and slowly recover. Great work. That was a challenging side plank series. Let's go ahead and interlace those hands, roll out those wrists, bringing awareness into our hands and our wrists because we want to work out, but we also want to make sure our joints in our arms, everything is nice and healthy as well. And finally, concluding with the lotus, bringing your back of the palms together and bringing the palms together in the front and then reversing the direction. This should feel really, really nice for those wrists and bringing more blood flow into the area that we were just working and holding with. And whenever you feel ready, we will slowly transition onto our backs. And this is the exciting part. We're going to be doing our glutes. So making sure that the foam roller is sitting on the arches of our feet. And for the placement between the heels and the fingertips, it's about 1 hand's distance away from the heels and the fingertips. On your next inhalation, lifting both the hips and the arms up towards the sky. The arms will reach over your head. Hold for a second here. And then exhalation, bringing your hands and your hips simultaneously down all the way back to the floor. Nice. And the whole time keeping your knees in that nice neutral position, making sure they don't go out wide, especially when lifting your hips up off of the floor. And the whole time really making sure the feet is firmly placed onto the foam roller, so that way the foam roller will not shift forward or backwards. And the whole time all we are moving is the hips up and the arms to lift. So it's a quite challenging exercise because we are trying to stabilize through the legs but dynamically move through the hips and the arms. Every time you lift the hips up and lower the hips down, making sure your navel draws in toward your spine so you don't pull anything from the low back. We're only feeling this in the glutes, the hamstrings, and the core, and a little bit of the arms. Nice. We just have a couple more repetitions right here. Keep breathing through it, checking in with your knees, making sure that they're in that nice neutral position the whole time. Nice work, everyone. We just have last repetition right here. Really breathing and using the breath to move with the body. And on your next inhalation, we are just lifting the hips up. Hold for a second and bringing one knee in toward your midline. Doesn't matter which one since we're doing both. And we're just gonna bring the hips down and to lift up about an inch. So hover the glutes off the floor the whole time. The opposite leg is firmly planted in the arches and in contact with the foam roller. And we're driving that hip, lifting up. So single leg glute bridges. Nice, looking good. The hands can be placed right beside you. So just relaxing the upper body and just focusing on our lower half. Beautiful work. I know you are tired. We are almost there. Last repetition right here. And on your next exhalation, let's go ahead and hold at the top. Do not move those hips. We just hold for last 3, 2, 1. Slowly bring the foot back to the foam roller to bring it in contact with the foam roller and switching to the other side. Bringing the opposite knee in toward your midline, lowering the hips down, hover, and lift towards the sky. Beautiful work. Keep going. We have a couple more reps to go until the hold. This is the last side, so making sure every single rep is your best rep today. And really focusing on the inhalation on the way to the bottom, hover, and exhale, squeeze the core, squeeze the glutes and the inner thighs inwards, really drawing attention in that bottom foot, really making sure the arches of that foot is connected firmly with the foam roller, really pressing down with the foot to really engage the posterior chain. We are almost done here. Keep going. I know you can do it. Last rep right here. And on your next exhalation, let's go ahead and hold at the top. See if you can squeeze the inner thighs, glutes a little bit more. Last 3, 2, 1. And let's go ahead and slowly lower the foot down to the foam roller and lower those hips. Great work, everyone. We have one more exercise on the floor in this position. All we're going to do is lift the hips off the floor. And we're just going to roll the foam roller along the arch of the foot and all the way to the heels, and then rolling all the way either back to the arch or all the way forward into the toes. So just these little movements from the foot, rolling forward and backwards from just the feet. This is going to challenge your hamstrings. Mainly, of course, you might feel those glutes as we are statically holding the hips up, but mainly should feel in the ankle complex and the hamstrings. If you need to adjust the stance, if you find that your feet are a little bit more close to your glutes than you like it to be, and you feel it more in your knees, make sure to step the feet out away from the midline so you do not experience any tension for the knees. Nice work, everyone. This is a very small but very targeted and effective movements for these muscle groups here. Keep breathing through it. We have just a few more reps left. Inhale as we bring those feet away from the midline, and exhaling to curl. Bring the heels towards that midline. You got it. You should be really feeling the back of the legs heating up here. And we have last rep coming up right here. Breathing through it. You got it. And on your next inhalation, we're gonna go ahead and hold at the bottom position with the legs slightly bent here from the knees. We have 3, 2, 1, and slowly lower those hips down, and we are finished with the floor exercise for the legs. Let's go ahead and bring the knees in towards the midline, taking a quick little stretch here, giving yourself a nice big hug in the center if you need to roll out those feet, flexion, extension from the feet, or even giving yourself nice circles to just relieve some tension that you may have felt in that last exercise. And whenever you feel ready, let's go ahead and roll over onto one side and coming into our last setup for our high plank. To set up, let's go ahead and place the foam roller towards our legs, specifically in the front of our shins. And we're gonna go ahead and come onto our palms. And to set up, you can place your knees down on the floor so that you can find a comfortable position, distance between your hands and your knees, and making sure that your hands and your wrists are shoulder distance apart. And we're gonna lift those knees off the floor, making sure the foam roller is continuously in contact with the front of the shins and the feet here. And we're tucking the knees in for a knee tuck. Exhale in the center. Inhaling to extend the legs behind you. For my friends who find it a little bit more challenging than they like it to be, we'll go ahead and do this just on one leg. And again, if you want to make it a little bit more challenging, you can lift the opposite knee as well. So both knees will be lifted off the floor, but keeping the opposite leg that is not moving on the floor, but just the knees lifted. Nice work, everyone. Wherever we are, we're going to continue on. And if you're just doing one side at a time, make sure to hit both sides. Nice. We have just a few more reps left. We're shooting for last 3 reps right here. Inhaling to extension, exhaling to knee tuck. Nice work. Last rep coming up right here. And on your next inhalation, let's go ahead and hold a beautiful plank position, keeping your core and glutes and back activated. We hold for last 3, 2, 1, and let's go ahead and slowly lower the knees down, and we are done. Let's go ahead and come into a beautiful stretch. We're bringing the foam roller underneath our arms to lengthen the lats, the back, and open the knees out in a beautiful assisted child's pose. Really melting your body in the stretch and letting gravity do its work. And on your next inhalation, let's go ahead and slowly walk back up into kneeling. We're coming into a T stretch, lifting the top hand, doesn't matter which side. We're doing both sides. We're rolling the foam roller out and away from the midline, keeping that arm still in contact with the foam roller, and the activated arm is just rested on the floor by really lifting the hips up and toes are tucked in. Really coming into this beautiful stretch for our lats, our sideline, and our arms. On your next exhalation, let's go ahead and switch sides. Open through the opposite top arm, thread it through, lengthen the opposite hand that is in contact with the foam roller, and you can always adjust the foam roller, and you can also do this stretch without the foam roller. I'm just using it and guiding you through it because I believe that using the foam roller in these stretches just enhances the movement, and I hope that you enjoy these movements. But of course, feel free to remove the foam roller if you do find it too intense today. And on your next exhalation, slowly now coming into our seated position, removing the foam roller now. And this is our last and final stretch, bringing your hands and fingertips, walking it back behind you, lengthen through the legs, extension, and looking up towards your ceiling or the sky, wherever you may be, and really opening through the front line. You should feel a nice chest stretch, a gentle frontal shoulder opening, and we'll stay here for last cycle of breath, last opportunity to get a little bit deeper in this stretch today. And on your next exhalation, let's go ahead and slowly now coming into a standing or kneeling position, bringing your hands in prayer or namaste. Thank you so much for joining this workout for yourself. I hope that you enjoyed it, and until next time, have a wonderful day.